is all we promise to give. Send us your thoughts. WhatsApp 054-998-6996. In fact, save it on your phone. If you see something you want the world to know, you can do a voice note, you can do a video, send it to us. Save it as Citi WhatsApp 054-998-6996. You never know when you need it. 054-998-6996. Save it as Citi WhatsApp. And let me say what's up to Kokui and what's up to Sky.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, that's me. What's up? When everyone now can't steal that thing with them. What's up? It be what's up?
Really?
Yeah.
What's up? Remember? What's up?
What's up, man?
Is it from us or I mean what's up is universal?
Yeah.
It's not an African thing.
Maybe I don't say the what's up. What's up, my guy? Yeah, that be the way they talk out nice. Yeah, what's up?
That EL song, Charlie, what's up?
Yeah, you know these days you see the people they say what's up. What's up? Yeah,
What's
so,
up?
yeah.
They were smart though. They play on the word. What's up? The app part.
Yeah, I think
I thought that was cool.
build your own app. Don't fight over name. Build your app. If you have if you want to claim, build your app. Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll get there. Anyway, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, we're trying to look strong and be happy. Yeah, it's not easy.
We have to.
It go be.
Yeah.
It go be cry. It go be all round. Let's start with the daily graphic.
The Daily Graphic. Auditors scrutinize Domilevo's travels. That's the audit service, so we'll get into that. Race to Jubilee House. EC clears 12. Akufo-Addo and Mahama in rematch. And key suspect's death won't derail case, says police. This is regarding a professor who was killed. Professor Bennett.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. Big story says EC's declaration for December polls. President Akufo-Addo, Mahama, and 10 others cleared. Now, 5 aspirants disqualified. Others referred to the police. We are told that the 12 who have been selected are the 12 apostles, Charlie. We are looking for the lead apostle, Apostle Paulo. Now, also, editor, 4 others win GJA awards. Husband strangles wife to death. A tragic story on the front page this morning. And late Professor Bennett's murder suspect dead. The story is late.
The Daily Statesman. 12 cleared for 2020 presidential race. Baumia schools Bahama on Akufo-Addo's achievements, and President tours Volta and Oti regions.
Okay. Let me take you to the Chronicle. EC now clears all hurdles. Nana Mahama set for round 3. The current score is 1-1. Also, Odike 4 others booted out. Oh, Matao. And Mahama is a loose cannon, according to an article here by Ebo Kwansa, and some other stories on the front page of the newspaper.
All right, the Daily Guide. MPP MP was target for murder. EC boots out 5 candidates and 12 head for December 7th. NDC We Pastor dodges police. Zongo development boss rewarded, and Ofori Penin Thie rejects Dankwa library claims.
Okay, let me take you to the finder. ECO case 12 throws out 5. All 3 women aspirants to be on the ballot. Oh, Charlie, women empowerment. Something here that says that Gideon Boako donates pickup motorbikes to Tano North. President inaugurates 7-member Rti Commission board. That's good news because we've been fighting for this thing for some time now. And Chairman Sabonsu cannot be defeated according to the minority leader. Charlie, they're like Beduzala.
Charlie, somebody called him. They called him what? Swami Mugabe.
Mugabe, yeah. Charlie, that Mugabe matter.
It's serious. All right. Business and Financial Times. EU anti-money laundering blacklist comes with no ban, says the EU ambassador. Ghana Post MD wins public sector's most outstanding CEO of the year.
Oh, really?
Farmers set to benefit from Greenfed's organic fertilizer. Yeah. Okay.
The ABC News says 57% of Ghanaians satisfied with Akufo-Addo's performance. This is according to a poll by the IEA. Government to outline its COVID-19 success story today. EC disqualifies 5 presidential aspirants. Ikia Donko, Konadu Rawlings, Jugbanuku cleared to contest. And then also something here, which is an editorial. Details.
Let's take you online, citynewsroom.com. Government is not massaging coronavirus figures. This is Deputy Minister Okoboy. Also, President launches a Greek census report after 33-year break.
Hey.
Yeah. Other stories. Aguna West Police invite NDC parliamentary candidate of alleged plot against Cynthia Morrison. And my government will give Okada operators motorcycles on credit. This is Mahama. In the meantime, NLC secures injunction against strike by university senior staff. Now, if you go to citybusinessnews.com, Kotoka International Airport receives ACI Airport Health accreditation. Also, cocoa board targets 1.5 million ton rise in cocoa production within 5 years. Bid Hills Energy Sector debt payments want outstanding arrears cleared. And traders lament continuous rise in food prices contrary to earlier predictions. Now, if you go to myjournline.com, Marigan disappointed in disqualification by EC. Also, police call on public to volunteer information over plot to kill Agona West MP. And robbing the poor, how LBCs are illegally renting certification licenses to businessmen. Other stories. Don Dumelo draws large crowd join campaign launch at Ayawaso West Wogon. Okay. Star News. EC disqualifies Odike, Kofi and 3 other candidates. Also, Akufo-Addo is now sword cutting general. This is Mahama. Charlie is matter. Meanwhile, Kumasi man shot dead in daylight robbery. And over 400 patients struggle to pay bills at Eastern Regional Hospital. Somebody serious matter you are laughing with.
Charlie.
And
I'm sure if you go back and you are watching where did they cut the sword for, some of the places they've already casted them.
Well, so that's another story there. So, and the police hold NDC PC over alleged murder plot. This is a serious story, actually.
Yeah, very bad.
GNA is leading with that story as well. It says NDC parliamentary aspirant in police grips over check issued to suspected criminals. I'll give you that story. Meanwhile, President inaugurates 7-member Rti Commission board, as we read. And of course, Akufo-Addo also opens second after conference today.
Oh wow!
And NDC flag bearer embarks on a 5-day tour of the Western region. All right, I don't know why I feel like going into this story. This candidate,
the candidates,
the
PC and
that's a very serious story. So it was on Eyewitness News. I don't know if it's in the newspapers.
In actual fact, it came out over the weekend, which became a lot of
details are now emerging. So our report says Central Regional Police Command has invited NDC parliamentary candidate for Agona West Paul Oforiamwa in connection with an alleged plot to kill the incumbent MP Cynthia Morrison. Now, Mrs. Morrison had made a formal complaint to the police about 4 men who were arrested at a hotel in Agona Swelu, saying they had planned to kill her. Paul Oforiamwa reported to the Central Regional Police Headquarters in Cape Coast upon his invitation by the police. Now, according to the PR of the Central Regional Police, DSP Aaron Opon, the candidate admitted to issuing 2 bank checks that were picked by police at the hotel when a search was conducted in the rooms and also on the suspects. Now, the parliamentary candidate is at the regional CID assisting investigations. The 4 suspects have been remanded in police custody by Cape Coast Circuit Court, presided over by Her Lordship Dorinda Smith Arthur, will be arraigned October 30. They were cautioned on preparation to commit murder and carrying offensive weapons. Wow. That's the City News version of the story. And if you go to GNA, it's essentially the same. She said that they were searched in a room occupied by one Gordon Kunya and Sadiq Abubakar. They found a lighter, 2 packets of razors, as well as 2 bank open checks for 5,000 cedis each.
And those are offensive.
No, let me read through. On Saturday night, the 4 suspects, Sadiq Abubakar, Gordon Kunya, Isaac Adai, and Dauda Fatal, were picked up by the police at a hotel in Suedru based on intelligence. The police team dispatched to the hotel met the suspects lodging in rooms 8 and 9, and upon a search, they retrieved a knife and a cutlass in room 8, occupied by Adai and Fatal Dauda, not the goalkeeper. DSP Opon said the team also searched room 9, occupied by Gordon Kunya and Sadiq Abubakar, found a lighter and 2 packets of razors, as well as 2 bank checks. They were cautioned on the charges of preparation to commit crime to wit murder and carrying offensive weapons. The plea of the suspects who appeared before the circuit court, presided over by Justice Dorinda Smith, were not taken and have been remanded in police custody to reappear. And then there are other details of the story given by the GNA. Let's get into other stories then.
All right. Elections. Race to Jubilee House. EC clears 12. This is the Daily Graphic. The Electoral Commission has cleared 12 presidential aspirants to contest this year's election scheduled for December 7th. It, however, disqualified 5 aspirants for breaching aspects of the nomination process, for which they have been referred to the police for prosecution on the grounds of forgery. Of the 12 candidates, 11 are sponsored by political parties, while 1 is an independent candidate. The chairperson of the EC, Mrs. Jean Mensah, who announced the outcome of the filing of nomination exercise at the EC headquarters yesterday, said the commission extensively scrutinized the nomination forms of the aspirants to ensure that they satisfied all the requirements outlined by law to qualify as a candidate. The qualified candidates are the President, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, of the NPP, former President John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, Mr. Ivor Kobna Greenstreet of the Convention People's Party, CPP, Mr. Kofi Akpaloo of the Liberal Party Party of Ghana, or LPG, Ms. Bridget Jogbonuku of the PPP, Progressive People's Party, Nana Konedo Ajiman Rawlings of the NDP, that's the National Democratic Party, Madam Ekia Donko of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, Mr. Christian Kobna Andrews, Bernard, your friend, of the Ghana Union Movement, GUM, Mr. Siedu Walker, an independent candidate, Mr. Hassan Ayariga of the All People's Congress, that's APC, David Apasara of the People's National Convention, PNC, and Henry Herbert Latte of the GCPP.
Are there any reactions to the disqualification?
Yeah, I mean, a man we expected so much about, from in terms of, his output and the expectation that he will be on the ballot. Marek Kofi Gan, he's not on the ballot. He's been booted out together with, 4 others. The
details there.
Yeah, the details are here.
In terms of his disappointment and reaction, my journal, there's a story that says that he says he's disappointed in disqualification by the EC. Says independent candidate Marek Kofi Gan has called on his supporters to remain calm as he and his team explore all available options to resolve issues surrounding his disqualification. According to a press statement from his camp, the Gain for Ghana team is disappointed in the EC's decision to disqualify him from running for president and is doing everything possible to get him on the ballot sheet. He also did a Facebook post last night where he also explained some other points. So that's something to keep up for. Still on politics.
There's a story on the front page of the ABC News that says that 57% of Ghanaians satisfied with Akufo-Addo's performance, according to a poll by the IEA. Now, at least 57% of Ghanaians have given thumbs up to the Akufo-Addo administration in a poll conducted by the Institute of Economic Affairs. Now, the Twitter-based poll by the think tank gauged how Ghanaians were satisfied with the performance of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, over the past 3.5 years. Now, IEA Ghana on the 16th of October 2020 administered a poll on its Twitter handle, IEA Ghana, and asked as follows: how satisfied are you with the performance of the current government over the past 4 years? Respondents had 4 options to choose from, namely very satisfied, satisfied, dissatisfied, and very dissatisfied.
Let's go to the campaign trail. Baumia Mahama on the various things they're doing. If you go to the paper you're holding,
yes, this is the Daily Statesman. The president is touring the Volta and Oti regions. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will today begin a 3-day working visit to the Volta and Oti regions. During the visits, the president will commission road projects, hospitals, and security installations. He will also cut sods for new projects to begin and meet the chiefs and people of the respective traditional areas. Beginning in the Volta region, the president will commission, and Sky is going to help me here, the Naval Training Command at Agota Nutepo. Agota Nutepo in the South Tongue constituency. Proceed to Central Park to attend the Durbar of Chiefs and People of Afife in appreciation of his installment in 2017 as a chief of the traditional area, who also commissioned the 14.5 million euro Ketu North Municipal Hospital at Veta. And Veta.
It's not Veta.
Veta.
Like Veta.
Yes,
Veta. Hold a meeting with the chiefs of Doje and
Georgia. Yes, that's my hometown. Yes, Akufo-Addo launches a Greek census report after the 3-year break. So just another one there. So the president has launched the 2017-2018 national report of the Ghana Greek census for the first time in 33 years.
Wow.
At the event held at the Jubilee House, the seat of the nation's presidency, on Monday, President noted the importance of agriculture to Ghana's growth and development, demands that the data on the sector, which informs the formulation of policies and strategies, as well as monitoring and evaluation of such policies, be accurate and up to date, which was what he said. And he says, for 33 years, since 1985, no such census has been undertaken, and no wonder Agric has been struggling. Now, still on the campaign trail, Mahama has also been speaking, and he's saying that he's going to give Okada operators motorcycles on credit. Former President Mahama says the next NDC government will not only legalize the commercial motorcycle business, but also provide operators with motorcycles on credit to support their business. He said this at a campaign deba at Juabu in Memphis Central of the Western region. And then still on Mahama, if you go to Star News, he's now describing his opposite number as a sword cutting general. Now, this is former President Dramani Mahama has described the current President Akufo-Addo as Ghana's sword cutting general. He quotes, when I was the president in 2016, my opponents in MPP were calling me Commissioner General because I was commissioning magnificent and important projects. Today, what we see is sword cutting and sword cutting. The NDC flag bearer said when he addressed settler farmers at Kwekubua, a farming community in Memphis Central. Then there's also Mahama also saying something, that he's schooling sorry, Baumia saying schooling Mahama on the achievements of Akufo-Addo. So we have a lot of that in the stories.
Okay, let me take you to a story on page 9 of the Finder, still doing with politics. The majority leader, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, is said to be the Mugabe of Swame. Now, the story is it doesn't have a byline, but it says that the minority leader and member of parliament for the Tamale South constituency, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, says his majority side counterpart, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, will win the upcoming parliamentary elections despite challenges from an independent contender for the Swame seat. Now, Mr. George Prempeh, with links to the governing New Patriotic Party, is contesting as an independent candidate determined to unseat Mr. Che Mensah Bonsu, the MP for Swame and leader of government business. Now, Mr. Prempeh was unable to contest the MPP primary elections in that constituency because the delegates endorsed the current Swame MP to go unopposed. Now, the history is that, currently Bagbing is the Methuselah. Now, Bagbing is not going to be in the next parliament. So, if Che wins, he equals Bagbing's record. You understand? So,
we know that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about two stories that I thought are interesting. Parliament passes corruption offences bill to make corruption a felony. This is on citynewsroom.com. Then the other one is about the commission that President has inaugurated. 7-member Rti Commission board. Let me start with that. This is GNA. President Akufo-Addo on Monday inaugurated a 7-member governing board of the Right to Information Commission with a call to ensure its work is guided by the rule of law, freedom of speech, and attachment to justice. The board is chaired by Justice K.A. Oforiatta, a retired High Court judge, Mrs. Elizabeth Asari, Deputy Chairperson, Mr. Yahosa Boateng, Executive Secretary, and Miss Victoria Suswasu. The rest are Dr. Edi Dankwa, Nana Kwame Dua, and Mr. David Opon-Kusi. Now, this was at a short ceremony at the Jubilee House. Now, the board is an independent body established to safeguard the constitutional rights to information. And it says their work must be guided at all times by respect for the rule of law, adherence to freedom of speech, and unequivocal attachment to justice. Then, a story that went under the radar, but I think we should bring up: Parliament passes criminal offences bill to make corruption a felony. Now, Parliament has passed the Criminal Offences Amendment Bill 2020, categorizing the offence of corruption as a felony, no longer a misdemeanor. Now, this move is to introduce stiffer punishment to deter public officers from engaging in corrupt practices. Following the amendment, subject to presidential assent, a person found guilty of engaging in any form of corruption could go to jail for not less than 12 years and no more than 25 years. Under the Parent Act, the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29, corruption is a misdemeanor, and the associated punishment, a jail term of between 2 to 5 years, according to sponsors of the bill, does not deter people enough. Now, at the third reading of the amendment bill in Parliament, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Gloria Kufu, told the House that corruption did not only impede economic development, but stagnates infrastructure and social development. And then she says, in recent times, Ghana has experienced lots of background stuff.
Yeah, but the question is, even when it was, a misdemeanor, you understand, how much did we see? You see, what I'm saying is, we as a people must commit that if the law is on the books,
we must implement
we would enforce it.
The law, you can put it there.
Exactly, it's there. You can even give them 100 years. But are we going to see prosecution?
Well, your former, Inus Afuseni, who is the ranking member of the Constitutional Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee on the motion, said the new measures to fight the canker would instill fear into persons who may contemplate engaging in corruption. He says the lenient punishment under the old law was the reason for Ghana's unsuccessful fight against the canker. And he says the new regime would deter all manner of public officials from engaging in any form of corruption.
All right.
You don't believe it?
Should we go to the Business and Financial Times?
Yes,
EU
please.
anti-money laundering blacklist comes with no ban, says the EU ambassador. This is Business and Financial Times, page 3. Ambassador Diana Akonsia, head of European Union delegation to Ghana, has clarified issues regarding the blacklisting of the country due to significant deficiencies in anti-money laundering and combating financing of terrorist regimes, saying there are no consequential restrictions or bans imposed on government or any company in Ghana. She said Ghana was indeed placed on the list of high-risk countries by the European Union in May, but has entered into force this October. What that simply means is that Ghana is not doing enough to fight money laundering and terrorist financing. Ghana is on the list because it has been put on a similar list by Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, an intergovernmental body that sets the global standards for the fight against money laundering, terrorist financing, etc. etc. She further emphasized the list does not imply that any company in the country has yet been found complicit in anti-money laundering scheme. Ghana can come off the list soon if concerns raised by the FATF, which include strengthening the financial intelligence system, operationalizing the beneficial ownership center register, and enhancing supervision
this
of
has
NGOs.
been controversial because some people are saying that it shows that Ghana is doing something wrong. So it's been sort of politicized, which is why it's forced her to come out to explain what this blacklisting actually means.
Yes.
Now let's get to the finder for a quick story. I want to take you to Nigeria as well.
There's a story, from that bad news to this good news. Ghana ranked third best globally in effective COVID-19 management. And the story says that Ghana has been ranked third best in terms of COVID-19 epidemic prevention measures, economic recovery, and international cooperation out of 108 countries surveyed by the Yikai Research Institute. Now, we are told that this report was published on September 22, 2020. Now, if you go further in that story, in that paper, page 9, there's a story that says that government to outline its COVID-19 success today. So, basically, City News.
Let me just give you a flavor of headlines from Nigeria on this SARS things, crazy stuff. So, police fire tear gas at NSAS protesters in Abuja. That's the first one. Government offices shut as protesters mount multiple roadblocks in Lagos. Second one. Third one. Edo government declares 24-hour curfew over NSAS. Fourth one. Hoodlum storm Benin protests. This is Benin in Nigeria, not in Benin Republic. And free prisoners. That's the fifth one. Then police confirms banning of stations in Benin. Aspirants to prevail on children in wards to stop what they're doing. And then there's a video of how thugs attacked an RRS vehicle in Lagos, causing policemen to flee. There's a lot of issues in Nigeria on this.
But why can't the government simply just, do something about the demands of the people?
Let me give you some angles that you are asking for. So if you go to this day, so what I read from some channels news, if you go to This Day Live, there are a couple of stories which seem to be some responses. For example, Bola Tinubu says, you've made your point, end your protest.
Okay. But they have to do something.
Second point, Lagos Governor Sanwo Olu, some guy called Obaseki, and El Rufai, who's the governor for Kaduna State, have inaugurated a police brutality panel to look into brutality against protesters. So that's something else that's happening there. But I think the pressure is mounting on the president to address the nation.
Yes.
Which is what, if you read most of the websites, they're saying that when will the president speak to the nation?
Yeah, because the report suggests that the president has stated that he was disbanding the SARS group.
And then he changed it to SWAT.
Because
they don't agree.
That's okay. But if there's evidence that certain people had killed citizens unjustifiably,
there's a lot of
I think they have to prosecute them. I think that has to happen.
We'll end it here. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Kokui. Coming up next is the City Business News. Stay with us.
On every street, in every town, and all across Ghana, everyone has goals. What's your goal?
I want to expand my business in the next year.
I want to own my own house in 5 years.
I want to invest and grow my wealth.
I want to plan for my wedding.
Fidelity Bank understands that individually we are strong, but together we can do more. From Kukwa, our WhatsApp banking assistant, to our online banking platform,